Hello guys, we are from the second group. The members are me, Aken, and Pig. And we are going to discuss about the curriculum planning and development. Let's start from the definition of the need assessment. According to Anthony, need assessment is a systematic process of gathering information that is appropriate and sufficient to develop an effective educational program that will address the group needs and wants. To for identifying the learning needs, there are pre-assessments, formative assessments, summative assessments, and students' feedback. For the pre-assessments, it's to measure students' knowledge and skill before starting the new topic. Usually, it's used quiz, surveys, discussions, and anything. It helps educators tailor instructions to meet students' needs. And then for formative assessment, the purpose is ongoing assessment used to monitor students' learning and provide feedback during the learning process. And for the summative assessment, this is for the evaluate students' learning at the end of the learning process. So there is a pre-formative and summative. For pre is like the before the class to know the knowledge of the student, and then for summative, formative in learning process, and then summative in evaluates. And then we have also students feedback. Students feedback is for involves gathering. It's like gathering the students, gathering the opinion from the students about the learning process to help the educators understand students' perspective, identify areas for the improvement, and enhance the engagement. And guys, each the type of the learning needs, each the type of the assessments have the crucial role in the educational process. And we have the gap analysis. Gap analysis can be defined as the determination of the difference between current knowledge or practice and current evidence-based practice. Gaps for the steps to know the gaps analysis. The first, find the need through the conducting a needs assessment. Second is the gap in knowledge, skill, or practice, or determine what is the best practice. And then the last, determine the purpose of the activity, then develop the learning objective to closing the gap. And then for the next.
Alright guys, now with me we're gonna discuss about curriculum mapping. First is the definition. What is curriculum mapping? Actually, it can be translated literally, which is we are mapping the curriculum, right? But based on the journal that I read, curriculum mapping is an active process for aligning students' learning outcomes and curriculum activities. And then, what are the components of curriculum mapping? There are three main components, guys. The first one is standard, and then second one is curriculum map, and then the third one is assessment. So, in order to make it easier for you to understand, I will explain it with an analogy, guys. So, guys, imagine after this exhausting semester, you will have a trip. Go to Bali, for example. So, when you are deciding to have a trip, for example, go to Bali, you have your final destination, right? For example, to Pantai Kuta or Ubud. Your final destination here is standard. So it is like our last destination or our last school or our final outcome. So it's basically what our students are expected to master by the end of semester or by the end of the year, right? And then when you go to your destination or Pantai Kuta, you will have a road, right? Or a router. Maybe you are using Google Maps. Your road is the curriculum map. This is very important because it will explain how you will get there, how you get to the Pantai Kuta, how you will get your standards. And then the last one is assessment, guys. It's also important. So for some reason, guys, when you are traveling far, you might be stopped to the certain places, right? For example, gas station or mini market, right? For the checkpoint. So assessment is like checkpoint to make sure we are still on track. We are still in the track, like basically like that. For example, assessment is like quizzes or tasks, assignments, yeah, something like that. And then last, we are gonna discuss about function of the curriculum mapping. What is the function of curriculum mapping? What is the benefit? Like for what? Actually, the benefit is a lot, guys. The first one is we can map our learning outcomes or our final destination, what we're gonna master by the end of the semester. And then we can map the course progression, our progress in teaching and learning process, right? And then the third one, we can track both teaching and assessment, yeah, and so on and so forth. For example, guys, if you are still remember back then when you guys have PPL or PLP, right? You can still remember about Prota and Prosem, right? Program tahunan atau semester. And this is also crucial, same as curriculum mapping. It's very crucial because we can see the map, right? The core of yeah, basically the timeline, right? So judging by Prota and Prosem, it's also almost similar with curriculum mapping, equally important, but curriculum mapping is more, like more detailed. And then the second one is who is in charge in mapping the curriculum. So based on the journal that I read, article that I read, actually it doesn't explicitly mention, guys, but I can conclude that the person who are in charge in mapping the curriculum is a teacher. Yeah, it's you guys as a future teacher or lecturer. Yeah, because we are the one who will implement the curriculum in class, right? So it is important for us to know this kind of thing. Maybe Kaprodi or principal of the school or kepala sekolah also have the authority to mapping the curriculum, right? And then next we have the steps, guys. Steps of curriculum mapping. Actually, this is a bit complicated, but I will try to simplify it for you guys. The first one is to see our current curriculum and then to review it whether it is still relevant or not with our current condition. And then the second is develop the skill set. What skill that you want to acquire, and then mapping the learning outcomes. What is like your final destination, right? Still remember, we have to map the learning outcomes or what we are expected to get by the end of the semester or year. And then we have to create our knowledge framework, and then the last one is to identify instruction and assessment. It's very important also. And then the last one is about coherence, guys. This is a very important. So what is coherence? Actually, coherence is when all the components of curriculum mapping are fit together and complete each other. So basically in Indonesia we say pas, right? So you guys still remember, right? What are the different components? Yeah, the first one is final destination or standards, and then what? Curriculum mapping or what? And then okay, good, assessment or checkpoint. So in order to ensure the coherence between all of them, we have two kind of coherence. The first one is vertical coherence. So judging by its name, actually you can guess it, right? So vertical coherence means that what students learn in one lesson, course or grade level prepares them for the next lesson, course or grade level. For example, guys, back then when you were in the undergraduate program, you have Metopen, right, or research method, and then in the next semester you have some pro or research proposal, and then in the next semester you have thesis, right? It's like step by step. And then back then in PPI we have basic writing and then advanced writing and then academic writing. So it's like
step by step. So there is a correlation between subjects in each semester. Basically, vertical coherence talk about that. And then moving to the horizontal coherence, guys. Actually, the concept is similar. Horizontal coherence means that the curriculum is aligned across the different subject or courses at the same grade level. But this is different. It is in the same grade level. For example, back then in PPS Nata Dharma, in 6th or 5th semester, I forgot. We have SPD, right? The most good subject. In SPD or Service Program Design, we are expected or required to teach specific people, right? At the time, I teach Romo, Padre, and then along with SPD, we also have ESP or English for Specific Purposes. So basically, in ESP, we learn how to develop the lesson plan, how to develop the activities, and then the SPD is the practical of the ESP. So this is the coherence, in the same level, but each subject is related. There is a correlation between those subjects. And then when mapping the curriculum, guys, we have to see and decide that the material will be aligned with our goal, with our subject, etc. It needs collaboration indeed from many people, teachers, lecturers, to mapping the curriculum. It is also need continuation of reviewing and feedback, etc. So that is all that I can share to you about what is curriculum mapping and about the coherence. Next part will be explained with Mbak Aken. So Mbak Aken, time is yours.
So next, let us talk about curriculum adaptation and differentiation, meeting the needs of the diverse learners. First thing first, let us figure out what is the definition of curriculum adaptation and curriculum differentiation. Basically, curriculum adaptation more talk about the process by which teachers modified and amended curriculum to better meet the diverse needs of their students. And the second one is about the curriculum differentiation. It's more talk about the modification or the adaptation itself of the regular curriculum to meet the diverse needs, interests, and the abilities of the students. Next, let us talk about the function. What is the function of the curriculum adaptation and curriculum differentiations? First, let us talk about the curriculum adaptation. It engages actively the learning process by allowing them to construct knowledge, develop critical thinking, and connect their learning to real-world experience. And the curriculum differentiation, the function is addressing individual learners' differences, enhancing engagement by providing varied instructional strategies and ensuring that all students can assess and success in the curriculum itself. I have mentioned about the needs learners, and this is the part of we can figure out what is the needs of learners. So the needs of learners is more talk about the recognize their unique strengths, backgrounds, and the learning styles, as well as access to relevant and engaging curriculum. So basically it's more talk about the strengths, background, and the learning styles itself. And how curriculums can meet the needs of learners. Curriculum can meet the needs of learners when the curriculum allowing the teachers to adjust the pacing, the content, and the instructional strategies based on the individual students' strengths and weaknesses. Next, we will discuss about the three curriculum in Indonesia. The first one is KTSP, the second one is Kurikulum K13, and the last one is Kurikulum Merdeka. So what is the differentiation between KTSP, the K13, and Kurikulum Merdeka? The first one will talk about the goals. So the goals of KTSP basically is providing autonomy to education units in developing the curriculum according to the characteristics and the needs of students in each school.
And the goals of Kurikulum K13 is emphasizing the development of students' competence and holistic understanding. The last one, the goals of Kurikulum Merdeka is give schools and teachers the freedom to design the curriculum that suit for their learners and potential. Second, differentiation is more talk about the advantages. The advantages of KTSP is personalized collaboration and adaptability. And the advantages of K13 is empowerment, resilience, and integration. The last one, the advantages of Kurikulum Merdeka is engagement, localization, and relevance. Next, the differentiations of these advantages in KTSP, K13, and Kurikulum Merdeka. First, KTSP, the advantages are ambiguity, investment, and disparity. K13, capacity, workload, and time. And Kurikulum Merdeka, the advantages are they need support and required the active roles of the teachers. So that's all about the curriculum differentiation and adaptation. Meets the needs of learners. Next, let's move to the technology integration in curriculum using digital tools for effective teaching and learning. Next. So, first thing first, let us figure out what is the technology integration in curriculum. It means using the technology itself, such as internet, computer, interactive media, ChatGPT, or etc. that we know, to support, engage, inspire, and create the creative learning. Next, let us figure out about how the technology of integration can affect learning and teaching. First, let us talk about enhanced engagement. How the technology integration can affect teaching and learning by enhanced engagement. It more talk about make the learning more interactive and more engaging in class. Second, personalized learning. It's more talk about how the technologies can allow for personalized learning experience. And the third one is access to resources. It talks about how the technology can make us have the access to vast array of resources and information by online. And next is collaboration. Talk about the facilities collaboration among the students and the teachers in the classroom. The last one is the skill development. The technology integration can affect teaching and learning by digital literacy, critical thinking, and problem solving. So that's all from group 2 that we can discuss to you. And thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening and see you in class, guys. Bye.